Okay, so we're going to make a GAPS legal grain-free granola, and you can use what you have on hand in the house to make this, but I'll tell you how I make it and the proportions that I'm using. What I first do is I start with coconut oil and honey because we're going to melt that. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a half a cup of organic coconut oil, which is solid right now. And then I'm going to take a half cup of honey. I'm going to add that to this. And then I'm going to put it on the stove and I'm going to melt it so I can pour it over the nuts and seeds. Okay. Now you could use, I've never done this, but you can use less honey and some stevia, so it's maybe not as sweet. You know, we love this proportion in our house, but you can try it. Maybe get the liquid stevia and add maybe about 10 drops and maybe take out about I don't know, a third cup of honey. So you can experiment. So while that's just melting at a very low heat, I'm going to add my ingredients. So I'm going to use 2 cups of mixed nuts. So our favorite nuts to use are these sliced almonds. So that's a cup and maybe a little bit more. And now I'm going to add to this. To fill the second cup, I'm going to add some walnuts, which is what I happen to have here. You can really add whatever nuts you like, but this is what we like. So normally, what you can also do actually is you can, if you like smaller pieces in your granola, you can put this very quickly through the food processor, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just break up the biggest pieces of nuts and move on from there. Okay, so that's 2 cups of nuts, and now we're going to go for 1 cup of seeds. So I happen to have some raw pumpkin seeds. I'm going to use about 3/4 of a cup, and I'm going to add some chia seeds for protein and fiber. And we'll add maybe a few more pumpkin seeds to fill to 1 cup. I'm going to add that in. And I'm going to add in, you can add in either shredded coconut or coconut flakes. I have both, but I'm going to add in maybe about a cup of loosely packed flakes, and then maybe I'll add just a bit of the shredded, but of course that's certainly not necessary. You could do one or the other if you like one or the other better. And the last thing that you would add is going to be a dried fruit. If you can get cranberries that are not sweetened with sugar, you can use that. I have raisins here, but any dried fruit that has no sugar added, you can add. So this is a cup of raisins. I'm going to just toss that up. Get the last couple of pieces of walnuts broken up. Probably be easier to just buy them in small pieces and probably less expensive too. And I'm going to check my honey and coconut oil mixture. It's just about done. Maybe like a minute more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this onto the nut seed raisin mixture, and I'm going to spread it out on a cookie sheet that I've covered with parchment paper. and I'm going to bake it at 325 for about 20 minutes. You can see it starts to get just very lightly browned. And then you can take it out and cool it, and you can break it up and put it in a container. And this is great to use with yogurt. Is really our favorite way to eat this. Okay, I'm just going to mix this for a minute, put it on the cookie sheet, and put it in the oven. So I stirred everything together, and I'm going to put it out on the cookie sheet here. Try to do this quick. And I'm just going to spread it out. Like so. Nice thin layer is good because all pieces get toasted then. Okay, and as soon as my oven heats up, I'm going to put it in. We're going to leave it in there for about 20 minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it comes. Okay, so this is the grain-free granola. It's been cooking for about 20 minutes at 325. You can see the raisins got plumped up and it got lightly browned. Now it's just going to cool for about, I don't know, until it's completely cool, and then you can break it apart and put it into an airtight container. You can have it as cereal and almond milk, or you can add it to yogurt, and it's really delicious. So enjoy.